Hi, hello everyone. This is Danny with Skin Harmonics, the very first Medi-Holistic skin resurfacing method system, skincare line. And today I want to talk about the 10 things that our skin wishes that we would stop doing to it. And some of you might know this, but this comes from a list that I compiled several years ago, and it's on my website. It's under the Learn section. And I thought it'd be kind of fun just to run down the list. You can kind of think of this as a little bit of a pop quiz review. Like, if you know nothing but these things about Skin Harmonics and you're implementing these things, then it's a success for your skin and my mission to help skin be happy. So number one on the list is stop using pore minimizing products. And this includes witch hazel. This includes benzoyl peroxide. What else is this? Toners. Just the word toner is all about pore minimizing. And this is something that truly is going extinct because it's just so completely operating on old information. And from here on out, it's all about hydrating waters and hydrating mists. But toners and pore minimizing products are just out of the cabinet. Let's just say that. And then number two is never use a clay mask. Never use anything that's going to get dry and hard on your skin. And the most popular type of mask, and most of them, all masks get dry, is a clay mask. And I used to do these in my 20s, and they very much exfoliate and they very much dehydrate our skin. And again, this is working with old information. Our skin needs hydration above all else to be skin. And so you never, ever, ever want to put a mask on your skin that's drying. And I know this eliminates all the masks in the world, but what you do want is a pack. And I predict that this idea of a pack where it's something that stays wet and gelatinous on your skin will be more and more popular as manufacturers finally catch up to this new information. Of course, I have my pack for sale. It's called Revive, and it's dual purpose. It exfoliates as well. And this leads me into the number three, stop daily exfoliation. And this used to be the only strategy that we had for increased cell turnover. How do we get fresh skin cells? You scrub. That and old school retinol. But you scrub, you laser, you zap, you melt, microneedling isn't necessarily a form of exfoliation, but dermaplaning is. And microdermabrasion, of course, is exfoliation. This is the primary way to get new skin cells. And this, as you guys know, is completely outdated. So daily exfoliation is a huge no. Weekly exfoliation is a huge no, unless we're really working with transforming acne. Outside of that, it's once a month, twice a month at the most, and using an enzyme. Not using acids, not using abrasives. So, and the other thing about exfoliation is that you only ever want to do it at night. Never, never, never do it in the morning, unless you know with 100% clarity that you're not going to be out in the sun, and maybe it's like your wedding day and you want to get a little bit of extra glow and freshness. And number five is hot towels and steam. So there's this idea that our skin loves to be steamed and steamed and steamed with a steamer or hot towels. And there is this thing, farmers used to put their heads over a pot of hot water to get that steam. And sure, well, I think it should be done once a month, maybe at the most, but most certainly when you come in for a deep pore cleanse, for a pore irrigation, because we need that heat, we need that steam to really soften our skin, and so that for professional extraction. So outside of that, once a year, once a month, maybe, but it's extra heat and it's very dehydrating for our skin. Unless you're going to do maybe some of your own extractions, I could see how maybe some extra heat and moisture would be good. But our steam generally doesn't like hot steam and towel. It's adding fire, it's dehydrating. And then we move on to number 6, which is essential oils. Essential oils should not be used on our face. And the confusing point for people here is, how could they be dehydrating if they're always in an oil? And the nuance around this is that an oil is oil. It's not water. And what creates moist skin is the balance between water and oil. And even if we apply a moisturizer and an oil all day long, yes, we've prevented existing water from evaporating, but we haven't inserted water or increased our water content. So by dousing our skin with an oil, without inserting that water, and then when that oil is laden with astringent essential oils, it has a very dehydrating effect on our skin. It's very, very drying. And it's this water-oil connection that people aren't quite making. And then moving on to, this is kind of what caused me to go back to this list. I saw a couple ads on Instagram where the ladies were sitting on rocks and lounging in exotic places, misting their skin with water out of the blue, like some fancy hydrosol water. And this is so sabotaging to our skin's hydration, because the only way we can have hydrated skin is with a dense layer of moisturizer or lipid trapping that water in that's been strategically inserted. And this dense moisturizer behaves as a lid, as a barrier to prevent that water loss. And when we just grab water and mist our skin, we've weakened that barrier. We've weakened that dense lipid, and that allows for water to escape out of our skin. And so this is like one of the worst things we could do if we wanted to hydrate our skin, is to mist it. And especially, this is a big no-no, if you're misting it in the sun, thinking that this is gonna like help hydrate your skin and somehow make things better for your skin. Misting your skin in the sun is, I think, I don't know, one of the dumbest, may I say that word, things you could ever do for your skin. It's like, if you wanted to sabotage your skin, you would do that. So that's a big one. Just don't randomly mist your skin, no matter how photogenic you think you look or how amazing you might, the effect might be. I mean, anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. You see this in magazine ads and Instagram ads all the time, and every time I see it, I'm just like, oh, please, 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 dear people. But you guys know better. Okay, and then number 8 is reapplying sunscreen every 2 to 3 hours. Now, part of the puzzle of this is having a sunscreen that you like. And this is a whole conversation, because one of the reasons people gravitate towards lighter sunscreens, because nobody likes a heavy sunscreen. So that's why the chemical sunscreens became so popular. However, they're chemical. And they also have microplastics in it, often. So mineral-based, reef-safe sunscreens are hard to find that are something that you would actually want to reapply. And I have a translucent one, which is fantastic, but it's kind of pricey, so you can only use it for your face. And I have reef-safe for the body, but it doesn't have translucent zinc in it, and so it's a little Caspery. But it's really important that we reapply, because that's when people are getting into trouble. 9 out of 10 times, we're willing to do it once, but in the middle of a hike or halfway through the day, or when we're really out in it, it's kind of a fun sucker to have to put sunscreen on, and it's really important to do so. And another trick around sunscreen is I do sell a UV blocking serum that's an option. So ask me about that. That won't make it so that you don't have to reapply all the time, but it eliminates sunscreen error, gives you an extra edge on having to reapply sunscreen as often. And then number 9 is stop picking. Stop picking your skin. Find a professional, find a master extractor, have somebody that can just go in and take these things out perfectly. Because when so often people find me after they've spent some time in the mirror trying to get stuff out and have made a mess of their skin. And I saw somebody, in fact, today that had a pretty good scar from several years ago from where she just didn't have the right tool, didn't have the know-how, and scarred herself. And I can actually teach you guys how to do this. And many of you I can give you a little mini lesson so that if you are going to do some of your own simple self extractions, you have a strategy, you've set the timer, you're not going to overdo it, you know when to do it, you know how to do it, and then come and let me do it right. And just to make you guys feel better, I can only do my own extractions if it's straight down the center of my skin, and even then I struggle. But I myself need a lot of extractions right now in my hairline, on the sides here. I have one here below this mole here. I can't get it. I'm a master extractor and I can't get my own complicated extraction. So just realize your limitation and just pay somebody to do it right. And then number 10 is stop neglecting your skin when you travel. Sometimes I hear this, like I went through so much trouble to make sure that Devote small mister is 3 ounces so it goes through airport security. It's so important to take that set with you, because as we're going into strange climates, strange lands, having adventures, our sleep disrupted, eating weird foods, having to be on the airplane with fake air, if we can create this baseline for our skin where it's hydrated, it's nourished, the barrier's restored, it creates an incredible amount of equanimity, an incredible amount of resilience. And our skin appreciates it so much. And it'll reward you by not being dry, not being irritated, not breaking out. You know, if you just, it's so easy to do. So take that set with you wherever you go. And I've done it camping, I've done my little 3-part sequence at Burning Man. I discovered that layering sequence when I was camping as a kid. My dad used to take my brother and I out for months at a time. And I actually learned that if I could mist my skin, use some fresh water, and get olive oil from the kitchen kit, I could be okay. And that helped me a lot, even when I was like 12 years old. So it's these very simple things that we can do that just make such a big difference for our skin. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 things that your skin wishes that you would stop doing. And I hope this is kind of a review of what you already know and affirming what you already know to be true, because you guys have all known me over the years ranting about these things. And also just want to remind you to find me on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok now. I fought it for years and I've surrendered. So find me there, Skin Harmonics. And of course, the same 60-second videos are going across YouTube. They're going on Instagram. They're going on Facebook. They're even going on LinkedIn. So find me there. I will so appreciate it. And if I can follow you back, if I see that you followed me, I will follow you back. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. So do all the right things on that list.